Hey, I think we're live. I think it actually worked. So we'll find out. We'll find out.
Yep, looks like you're live on YouTube. Yep. Hello, hello.
Yep. Hello, hello. Doesn't look like there's anybody in here at this moment. But that's all good. We'll just talk and just like we always talk, I guess. So for anybody who doesn't know, I'm Bruce or Art Claude Bruce on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Coffee or Ko-Fi if you so choose, and soon to be patron. I have plans to open a Patreon in April, so we'll see how that goes. But in the meantime, I've got Woodrow with me, and we're gonna spend I don't know a little while here talking about the upcoming project.
Okuri-Inu. Yeah,
Yes, I'm
it's been
glad you said that, not me, because I always
fun.
screw it up.
Yeah, you're not the only one. I picked a Japanese name, so it's kind of hard on the American
Right,
tongue.
right. So yeah, we're gonna do that for a while. If we have people come in, and if there's anybody in, feel free to ask questions. I mean, this is completely open. This is so non-professional. I can't even begin to tell you how lowbrow this is, but we're going to talk anyways, and hope to get the word out that this book is coming out. It's a project that Woodrow's put a lot of time and effort and money into, and I've spent quite a bit of time on it because I've done the majority of the illustrations on the inside. And yeah, I really like to see this get out there and become successful.
It's been
And
a
so
long, like what, 6 years has it been? I think about six
yeah,
years.
yeah, no. Well, shit, when did we start? It had to be I think it was
19.
right after my I think it was right after my project that I had planned. And mine was on Indiegogo November, December of 2018.
Okay, wow. So it's been longer than that. Dang.
Yeah, so I think it was right after that
Yeah.
is when you first contacted me about it.
But I did have to, do it paycheck to paycheck. So it took me a while to make the money that I needed. And
Yeah.
then other people were doing other stories. I've had a bunch of commissions done. And then editing, finding a good editor. That's honestly, I think that's been the thing that's taken me the longest, is to find someone who will actually give me feedback as opposed to just be like, oh yeah, no, it's pretty good.
The editor? Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, just a quick shout out. Thank you, John, for showing up. Jayla Chase. He's a friend of mine. Um, he's got some good he's a writer too. He's got some
Oh,
good
nice.
stories rattling around in that brain of his. So I know me and him have planned to do something as well. I've just for whatever reason we haven't done it, but I think this year we're gonna to really make a go of it. But yeah, thanks, John. I don't know if I should say John. Thanks, LaChase for showing. I guess I already blew it, right? So, anyways, I'm glad you showed up. Thank you very much. Chime in if you got questions. Like I said earlier, we're going to talk about the project, the plans going forward, and some of the pitfalls or obstacles we had to deal with, and I don't know, some of the victories, I guess. So, yeah, go ahead, Woodrow. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Oh no, you're good. It's just there's something I noticed is, like, if anyone out there is wanting to do their own stuff, shop around for editors. Don't just go with the first person who gives you any feedback, because for me, I was getting a lot of like, "Oh, this is great," which it's kind of cool, but it was giving me a lot of anxiety because
Mm-hmm.
I'm a novice writer and I know stuff's wrong with it. Some of the stuff I'm aware, some of the stuff I know that I'm not aware of. So I need someone who's willing to tell me, like, hey, like you gave me good feedback on stuff too. Um, with
Right, as
like
much as
asking
I
about,
could give you. Yeah, I
yeah, with the
mean,
dialogue, which those were good questions and it's good feedback. And when I get this stuff back from Alice, I'm sure he'll address those things specifically too. Then
and
there's something at the end.
now he's your editor, right?
Yeah, he's editing Tokyo Blues right now. Um, and I want to see if he'll do The Wolf Within, but I don't know if he'll have the time. But Brian did go through The Wolf Within, so that's been edited. But I'm just curious because he gives really good feedback, so I just want to kind of get his opinion overall on it. But Yeah. That's
I
been
won't. I won't dox you. I won't dox you, Mr. LaChase. Sorry. I won't. I won't. I won't tell him that you live in Guadalajara. So, sorry. Did I say that? I'm sorry. Anyways, um, yeah, that was. That's a good point you bring up about whenever you do something. I'm dabbling in creative writing, whatever, writing manuscripts and things like that. At first, I thought I was going to be hot shot like my friend here in the chat and do movie scripts. And I sent him my first one, and he said, "Dude, you don't need to do this. You need to do." He said, "You're too descriptive, right? You have too many words in your scripts. Nobody will ever want to read them." And he's right. He's absolutely right. So, but that's just feedback, right? And you're more or less talking about a real editor, somebody to go through it and say, hey, this doesn't, grammar's incorrect here, or this is misspelled, or this doesn't flow right, or this doesn't make sense, you got a big plot hole here, or whatever. Am I right on that, or am I wrong?
Yeah, it's a lot of that. And usually you want to do that before the art is done, but with the way I was doing it and new to all this, I had someone when I started, but I had a couple people, but when they saw like the workload of how much editing 60 pages actually is, they ghosted me essentially. So I just kind of jumped in the deep end. But it's been really fun, like learning the hard way, so as people would say. But um the scripts I'm writing now, I'm finding it a lot easier to truncate stuff, make it shorter, keep the pacing. I'm still working on dialogue. Dialogue's probably my sticking point right now, but I'm really happy
Right.
with my pacing, um, and like my story craft because I've been writing for other people. I've written a couple things for you,
Mm-hmm.
um, and then Dan Dahl has a script of mine that he liked, so I don't know if he'll ever do anything with it, um, but that would be interesting. And then right now I'm working with another person I can't really say because it's not NDA, but they don't want me talking about it. And they gave me just a theme to work off of, which was kind of interesting because usually I come up with like a scene or a character, like almost a full story will like kind of like pop in my head, but having to construct from someone else's theme that fits like their anthology
Right.
was kind of an interesting challenge. I liked that a lot more than I thought I would. Um, so that's been really cool. I hope that stuff starts to come out soon. Like I don't know what your plans are with the one for the ones I did for you.
Well, I mean, just like when we talked earlier about all that, and I asked you to, dip your toe in there and see if you'd enjoy it. First, it was just a matter of, letting you take a look at the material and see if you'd even be interested in it. And then second is that I have planned like the Cell Swords one, or Kingsman, I think is what you know it by.
Mhm.
Kingsman is a definite thing I want to do, just because I did so much background on it, and I have a lot of, just like any artist, I have a lot of stuff rolling around in my head, right?
Mhm.
So, and it's all based on that background. So I really would like to do something there. But my biggest thing is there's a couple projects that I definitely want to do, and one is the wreck. Okay, I want to finish that because it's been around for so long, and I was looking over the material I had just recently, just a couple days ago, matter of fact, and because the book was complete,
Mhm.
that I offered on the campaign. It was complete except for coloring, obviously, and printing. But I thought, what would it take for me to do this again? And I looked it over and I read through the script again, and I decided I hated most of it. So I do want to do it, but I'm completely redoing it. I'm gonna redo the interior pages. I've actually rewritten part of the story and taking some advice that someone gave me just recently. I looked at I revisited the ending and I really didn't like it. And they gave me suggestion on what to do. And I sat down night before last night and I did that and I found an ending I really like. So yeah, I'm going to restructure it towards all that. But that's something I want to do. And I don't know. I mean, it just all depends on time,
Mhm.
um, and what other projects that I want to do. But that one, and then I want to do John's Go to Hell. So, um, so those are the two things I definitely would like to at least get semi finished. At least get one of them finished this year and started the other one. But like I said, we'll see how that goes. But
Hell
I
yeah.
would. I wanted to get back to the editor thing. I think you're right on because I noticed that with I don't know if anyone knows. I do want to pull this up. So give me a second. But finding an editor for stuff that I've done recently, like I've recently released a tabletop miniature game rule set. Very simple, based in the Old West, based on something I really like. And I released it on Wargaming Vault. It's called Play for Blood. And finding someone to just proofread the damn thing was difficult. I know because unless their job is to do that, they're not really looking to do that for somebody else, right? Like it's a chore. And then finding someone qualified enough to do it, you know, hoping that they can catch the things that you didn't catch.
Mhm.
And so, so I totally feel for you about trying to find an editor or
And you
whatever.
you even have like an extra step in that or complication because you have the mechanics of the game. And so if you have someone who doesn't understand the mechanics at all, the math, then
Exactly.
proofreading it might be a waste of time, because so yeah.
Exactly. And then doing the game stuff, you brought it up, but I actually had to find playtesters,
Mhm.
which that's another chore all in
Yeah.
itself, But those are things you have to do if you even want to try to be successful at it, just because you can't put a piece of garbage out there and expect people to pay for it. And of course,
Exactly.
mine is not that expensive. Mine is, I think, new on there is that's my phone. New on there is $4.99, and that comes with two um, two missions, written out missions, and then tokens. So it's print and play. So you can print the rules, you can print the tokens, you can print the cards even, um, and then just put together some of your own Western miniatures and get started on the game. You don't need to buy. Like, are you familiar with Warhammer 40,000 or 40K or whatever? Are you familiar with games like that?
Yeah, yeah, I'm familiar with war games. My brother played them. I never did though. I was always more of like a D&D guy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, most of them like require you to buy their miniatures and,
Mhm.
you know,
A lot of money.
it's a lot of money. And my game is a miniature agnostic game so that you can play with any minute. You don't need there's not a line of miniatures. You just need some miniatures that look like they're from the old West type of thing. You know what I mean? And so, um, get the rule book for $5, then you're ready to go. You can play. As long as you got a printer and some minis, and you're good to go. So, um,
Does
here
it
I'll
use rulers or a grid or anything like that?
it
Or
uses hold on just a second here. Sorry.
there you I remember you had a measurement system. I just can't remember exactly how you had it set up. Because it was the three distances, right? It was like short, medium, long.
No. It's all by
Oh.
inches. So yeah,
Oh, okay.
it really, you use a tape measure or a ruler or whatever. Here, let me. I know they're supposed to be talking about your project, but
Well,
I got to plug this just a little bit. So
yeah, no, you talk about
bear
your
with
stuff
me real
too.
quick. Anyways, let's see here. What do we have? Just got to find out where to share it from. That's the only problem. There we go.
Yeah, I've always wanted to get into the word games. They look fun.
Yeah. So this is the cover to the game, to the tabletop game. They Play for Blood. You've probably seen that picture before. I just colored it. You know. But yeah, it's my first foray into tabletop miniature gaming, rule making, rule creation or whatever. So if anybody's interested in that's watching this video now or later, you can get it on Wargaming Vault under do a search for Play for Blood, and you can check it out. I appreciate it if you do. You let me know and give me some feedback. That'd be awesome. Okay, enough about all that crap. So, editor, right on the money. And you're talking about collaboration, and that's a big thing too. And I was so happy that once I got to working with you, that you were open to that, because it really helps when you're doing the sequential art for a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It really helps. So many times, either the artist or the writer, they're really just, stuck. I mean, not stuck, but they're just dead set on doing it the way they want it done, and they, don't give me any input. I don't want to know it, right?
Yep.
And sometimes it works, but a lot of times it doesn't pan out just because, the two processes can't get on the same page, type of thing. So yeah, I'm grateful that you were open to that and we worked that out, because I think we came out with a better product because of that, in my personal opinion. So
Oh yeah, no, definitely. There's definitely was a lot of pages where if we had stuck to like my panel format, it wouldn't have read as clear or as smooth. You definitely had a lot of good input on sequential art, even just story stuff in general. Like I like having feedback. I did when I was first doing this, the first artist I was working with who was doing concept art, they seemed very disconnected to everything. They just wanted money and then would pump stuff out. And they do like the edits and stuff, so it wasn't that bad. But then I don't know, it just felt very static or like stale. And then so when I met you and you were asking about stuff or like why people would do things, or if this way to do this way was better, that is refreshing too. Because like a mistake I made on this, besides just like jumping in the deep end, was like not having the whole team kind of collaborate with everybody, like with each other. Like I was like going to one person by myself. What I would like to do with going forward with the next projects like Spirit City and TNT and all that stuff is like the development team that's on that book, I want to have them all together for meetings every now and then, and just to like talk stuff out and see if there's anything anyone has issues with that anyone's doing, or anything like if the letterer notices some stuff in layouts, because I want to go to even like having the layouts for stuff and certain things, so like we could all talk about the layouts. The editor can be there and be like give their opinion, the artist can give their opinion on like maybe why that's not a good idea or why that would be hard to do or whatever. I think that could help, doing that like once a month or something during the production could help. So
yeah,
I don't know, but that's what I want to try to do. I know getting everyone together is kind of hard, but
yeah. Matter of fact, I think I was going to ask you yesterday when we planned this if any of the other guys wanted to come on and chat about it or whatever, but because I know we talked about that, maybe we could do that as we get close, as you get closer to the release,
Mhm.
So
Yeah, luckily we're getting close, man. I could see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's so when
yeah.
we put the obviously Aldous is doing dialogue edits right now on Tokyo Blues, but
Mm-hmm.
despite that, um, the print file is basically complete. Like you've seen it. I've let you look through
Mm-hmm.
it. A
Mm-hmm.
couple of my friends have looked through it. And I try to get people's opinions on how it reads and stuff. And when I put it together, it was only 142 pages, and we needed it to be 144. So I must have miscounted somewhere by accidentally counting the covers or something like that. The
Right.
inside covers or something when I shouldn't have. So we had 2 pages a spread in there that I needed something. So I decided to do a um, like preview for Spirit City. So it's just going to be like a little spread that previews like the next series I'm going into. So that's being drawn up, and I've already seen the layouts for it, so that should be quick. And then besides those 2 things, like it's basically ready for me to take to the printer and talk to the printer to make sure everything's good with them and that they can print it. And once the printer gives me the okay that the file's good,
Mm-hmm.
that's when I'm finalizing the campaign. And I even gave the campaign that I have built right now. I sent it to like Bancroft and a couple other people just behind the scenes to like get feedback and stuff. So that's been good. We're working on that. That's almost done. And then the website itself that Ray's building, we are working on like the FAQs and stuff. So that's kind of tedious and pretty annoying because we have to like make sure everything is as clear as it can be. Because we're building our own like it's kind of like Kickstarter where it's a pledge, I
Right.
believe, um,
Right.
for pre-order things. But then you can also get merch, and they can't be like in the same cart because one you're buying now and one you're pre-ordering. So like we're trying to like figure all that out and make sure
Oh,
everything's
right.
super
Right.
clear because that makes it a little complicated. But other than that, everything's running like really smooth. And
Mm.
even that's not that bad. It's just a matter of making it clear in the FAQs.
Right. Well, I mean, you touched on a couple things that um, I'd like to ask you about or
Mhm.
talk to you about. But the first thing is you mentioned some of the proof. Like you sent me a full proof of the book, right? Um, are you opposed to us looking at a couple of those pages today?
No, we can start looking at some stuff.
Okay.
Yeah, just as
Uh,
long as we don't go to the end of the book.
okay. As long as you don't go to the end. Yeah. No. Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'll just show a couple, maybe the second to the last page of the book. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, yeah.
I would do that. And then the other thing you touched on was your website. Now, I know what you're doing, but maybe people who watch the video won't know what you're doing. You're not going through the traditional crowdfunder. You're not doing Indiegogo. You're not doing Kickstarter. And I don't believe you're doing Fund My Comic either, right?
No, we're trying my site first to see how it goes. I want to be,
Right.
if I can, completely just reliant on my own. Like I've seen all these weird political things and moves people make on sites, and all this drama that comes around who's on what site and what all this stupid shit, which leads to people boycotting stuff. And I just kind of want to avoid all that if I can. I mean, people are going to like me or they're not going to like me, and I just rather them
All right.
focus on that as opposed to exterior things. Um,
Right.
and then the yeah, if that doesn't work out, maybe I'll do like a Fund My Comic or a Kickstarter. I don't want to do Indiegogo, I don't think. Um, but
Well, that platforms went right down the shitter, to be honest with you.
that's what people have said. So they said they made it really hard to start a campaign, which I mean, it just depends what people or how they've changed it. If they've made it actually like jumping through a bunch of hoops, then I'd just rather use Fund My Comic or Kickstarter if my site doesn't pan out,
Right.
which I really
Well,
like what we're doing.
well, I think the only advantage at the time, I could be totally wrong, but I think the only advantage at the time, there's two things going on when I launched my campaign, and that was there was a definite pushback against Kickstarter because of some politics related bullshit, right?
Mhm.
And people just getting blacklisted, not getting promoted or whatever on Kickstarter. And then Indiegogo offered the ability to have like a store, like after your campaign was over, it could
Mhm.
be open ended,
In
right?
demand, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, the in demand thing. I don't know if Kickstarter started that, and I don't know if Fund My Comics does that or not. To be honest, I'm not that familiar with FundMyCom. I mean, I've been to the site, I've looked around, done that, but I'm just I've never paid that much attention just because I didn't hadn't had to,
Mhm.
type of thing. So I'm not sure how they do it. And then I know that Eric July started his comic company, and he was going to go the route of crowdfunding, but something happened with PayPal too, where they weren't paying them, or they were
It
paying
was
them in drips or something like
I think it
that.
was the pre-order. So PayPal has a thing with pre-order. You're not allowed to do pre-orders through PayPal, I guess. And so it caused a whole thing because he's not doing he wasn't doing crowdfunding. He was doing a pre-order campaign supposedly or something. It has to do with the technicality of that, which is something I'm kind of dealing with too because I don't know if I can use PayPal. I think I have to go through Stripe processing.
Okay.
So, and then one of the things I'm doing with my site is uh, the one thing I see is kind of like a downside is people will have to make like an account on the site, but
Mm-hmm.
my site doesn't hold any information. Like that's all Stripe holds all that information. And the reason that you need an account is I'm trying um, it's kind of like I'm calling it a rollback feature, but essentially I'm offering a print goal. If that print goal isn't met, then it rolls back, and instead of the pledge you made for the physical copy, and the shipping and all that, you only get charged for an $8 digital for the 144 pages of content, and that's it. And like that way, the customer gets something, and the people who created it get something. It can kind of put that towards the next issue in the line, or however they want to do it. That's my goal, though.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, because I think a lot of people wonder, probably why aren't you using a regular crowdfunder or whatever? And I know that there's a lot of stuff that goes in on the decision to be made for that.
Mm-hmm.
And I think as long as you get the front end done well, the back end too, right?
Yeah.
But as long as you get that done well, you should be fine. I mean, you're going to do your own fulfillment too, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
Unless it
So
blows up to where it's unmanageable, then I'm gonna have possibly Eric look into Eric July helping me send it up.
oh, okay.
If that's I don't know if that's an option because he might have to do because like I've seen the books that go out, they have like the little Rippaverse logo on it. He might have want to make some edits on it or something or whatever. But there's other
Hmm.
people too who can help me if it gets unmanageable. But I can do it myself. It's not
Did he ever get back with you? Like, did you reach out to him at one point to
Eric.
inquire about some stuff? Yeah.
No, I had asked some people who went through Rippaverse just kind of like
Oh,
what his
okay.
fees were and stuff and what it was like. And it seemed, if I'm being honest, a little expensive at the time.
Right.
So yeah, I don't know. But I don't know the logistics of all that stuff technically. I'd have to look into it a bit more. But I plan on doing it myself. So
Yeah, I don't think you'll have a lot of trouble unless, like you said, you know, somehow get a lot, right? A
mhm.
lot of orders. Um, then you might have trouble, but I mean, I know people are going to look at this and say, oh, you don't know anything. But I do because I did self-publish back in the 80s, and I did ship my own 9,000 copies of books. So yeah, I'm aware. It just all depends on what your level, what
Mhm.
you consider work is, right? How
Yeah.
much is too much type of thing. So anyways, well, that's cool. I mean, do you have any kind of timeline or schedule, or
So
is it still
the goal was to have the campaign up and running in May, but now with uh we're getting closer. I don't know if it's going to be possible in May. It might be a month or two after. That's still the goal though. Um but yeah, timeline's looking okay. It's just the extra pages kind of threw me off a little bit.
right?
I didn't expect to miscount the pages because I had everything laid out in a file and it looked fine. But when I gave it to the letterer who's putting it together, Rick Joseph, whose letters are fucking phenomenal. I love his letters on this book. But he's putting the print file together for me too, and he's helped me do that. And he found the two pages we have. So it was kind of a good surprise in a way. Like, yeah, it pushes the time back a little bit, but
Mm-hmm.
I kind of am happy I get to put a little preview for the next stuff in there. Kind of show
Okay.
people, so introduce one of the characters at the next series is kind of focused on. So
No, that's cool. Yeah. So not May, a little bit later.
Yep.
Right. Now, here's my question. Not for anybody in the audience, although they might find it useful, but just for me myself. Do you think it'll be done by August or the end of August?
Yeah, I think it will. I think it will. And now it should be hopefully at the printer by then. That's the goal. Or out. I should have it by August, but the goal is to have it at the printer and delivered to people by August.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Sounds good. Well, let me share. We're gonna go over. This might look kind of. I've got the PDF open, so
Gotcha.
then I have a huge 27-inch screen that it's sitting on. That's my drawing tablet screen.
Oh, okay. I was wondering. I was like, dang, there's so much space on the sides. It's gonna be a wide monitor.
Yeah. No, normally in my clip studio, I have all my menu and brushes over here on this side. So, anyways, yeah. So obviously, this is my cover variant. Is this the default cover or the variant?
No. Yours is the default cover. I want all of the artists on the interiors to have the covers of like the ones that will be on the shelves. Maybe besides one variant, there'll be a couple of special variants, but there's only going to be ever like one like default variant that's always printed. There'll be a couple exclusive ones, but
right. And I know that we talked about. I was talking to you about possibility of doing a traditional cover as well as a variant, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm.
As an option or whatever. So I still plan on doing that, but I don't ever want to hold up the project for it. Is what I'm getting at. So
gotcha. Okay.
If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But if it does, well, we'll have a different patent on cover on there than that one.
And even if it doesn't, I mean, the next one can have a variant value, even if it's the Spirit City and you're doing your other books at the time. You know what I mean? Like that'd still be cool.
Oh yeah, for sure. And then you got this
man
spread here, which is
yeah, I love that's the inside cover and then the first page. Yeah,
like
the first little whatever the buffer page.
Right. So it's the inside front cover and then the kind of the filler page, right? Okay, and then obviously this is description. Or go ahead.
So that's just what is the Okuri-Inu? That's basically just a little descriptor of like what is the Okuri-Inu, which is basically a Japanese yokai, which is kind of like or what do they call them? Cryptid. It's kind of like a Japanese cryptid, or like a hellhound. But this is kind of like the little story because they're seen as both like a blessing and a curse. They can stalk you, devour you with supernatural speed if you like falter on your path, which to me I've always seen as like if you're a bad person, they'll attack you. But if you're a true person and stick to your morals, then they'll guard you and walk with you to your destination, which is what Okuri-Inu means. It means sending off dog. So a lot of people for some reason think it means hellhound, but I've heard multiple people say that, but it's not what it means. It means sending off dog, which is basically like it's there to see you off. Either it'll kill you and send you to wherever you're going from there, or it'll guard you on your way to your home. So I kind of like that little nugget. It's based on your decision. So there's almost like a little bit of Jungian philosophy to be found in there. So that's kind of what that is. It's just a little descriptor to prime people for what the story is about.
Right. So there is something that you did here that I do like. And who's the artist that did this backdrop? Because I know the picture before. It's
so I don't think this is his cover, but this is the book he's working on, The Man with No Strings. That's Oliver Isabedra.
Okay.
His cover art, but this is the book that he's working on right now. He's a great dude. He did a cover for me. He did the logo, that Okuri-Inu logo, and he did the like interior layouts and stuff design. He's a great guy.
Yeah, I've seen his stuff there, but I do like this. And then obviously you got table of contents here. Tokyo Blues is your kind of like your intro book, right? The intro story, but this is the one that you released for free if I'm not
Mhm.
mistaken, right?
Yes, it's being re-edited now for final print because I did release it free to kind of get feedback from people.
Mm-hmm.
Curious, like if people what people liked, what they didn't like, did they find anything confusing? Was things corny? Like what So I got feedback. I got some good feedback on like the relationship stuff. People seem to like the relationship stuff, but there's also some confusing stuff in there that I'm fixing right now, like clarifying. So that's been a good experience. I would suggest people put small, short things out for free and get feedback on it. It helps a lot.
Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, I thought that was a good idea as well. I mean, you've had a lot of good ideas with your project for being a first time, and I think they'll pay off. But I mean, only time will tell, right? So
Hmm.
we'll see. And then you have the Wolf Within, which is the main story of this
Hmm.
book, right?
Yep.
And then the Serpent Sire is another story, and that was
Yes. Yep.
written by
Yeah. Von Klaus
Von Klaus,
did
right?
that one. His art team that worked on Black Terror, Tiago the colorist and Monica the artist worked on that. And
Black
Bill.
Terror is a good Black Terror is a good book. I like the style,
Mhm.
and I know it's controversial to like some people and not like some people
Yeah.
on the internet.
Yeah.
Um, and I'm not going to agree with everybody, and everybody's not going to agree with me, whatever. But I'm willing, like that is good. That's a good book.
Mhm.
Good art.
Yep.
So yeah. So Serpent Sire, I've seen it already. So I'm talking like I've never seen it, but no, I've seen it and it's good. And then the cover art stuff, that's just the individual pieces that are the alternatives.
Yeah, it's the different variants. So you get the variant
Okay.
cover arts, you get little blurbs about me just kind of blabbing about what it was like while I was making the making it and interacting with the people and who made the art,
Hmm.
stuff like that. And then there's also some commissions in there too. So it's not just the covers. There's a couple commission pieces. I think Dan Dahl's got one. Kevin Keane.
Okay. All right. So let's look at this is the beginning of Tokyo Blues. So
Mhm.
now this is not the edited one, right?
No, no, this isn't the finalized version. This is just the print file, like proof.
Okay. And these are the couple, right?
Yeah, the Barbusko comics.
Barbusco.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Ed and Mika. They do awesome work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. Very cool. And for anybody that's watching this or watches this later, you can actually go check out the free copy. And you still get it, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's linked in all my social medias in the bios.
Okay.
You can get my link tree in all of them.
Okay. Okay. I wonder if I have a ticker for you, by the way. Yeah, I do. Switch it out. It's got the talking shit thing on there, but it has your
Oh, nice.
okay, so we'll do that. We'll do that. And my phone
Yeah.
keeps going off. The mouse droid from Star Wars. I'm telling you, this is a very professional stream. Okay. High production value. I mean, as you can see, my background, great green screen. It looks almost exactly like a miniature painter's room. But it's green screen. It's not. It's not green screen. It's my room. Anyways, so yeah, if you want to check out this story, you can. Tokyo Blues already. Now the one in the book will be a newly edited one. So
Mhm.
um lots of good stuff here. I don't want to show the whole book. I mean, the whole idea is for you to sell it. So let me pull this off the stream real quick, and then I'll find a couple pages to highlight. How about we do that?
Of course. Of course.
If you
Yeah,
want to
man.
throw something out there while I'm doing this.
Working with everybody, like finding all the people. There's definitely been some ups and downs with the people that I've encountered in the scene. But working with all you guys has been real fun, man. Like I've learned a lot from you, uh, Ed and Mika, because they've been trained.
Mm-hmm.
Like they went to art school and stuff too. So it's just that's been dope. The feedback with the chat and stuff, the people who've read it, like Student of God. I don't know if you're aware with that profile. but he's a guy who he's an Eric July fan, and he kind of like
a student of God. Yeah, I've seen him.
yeah,
Mhm.
he like posts a bunch of stuff, like CG stuff and news, dealing with the Eric July drama and stuff like that. But
Oh, right.
he gave me some good feedback, and rehooked me up with Aldous because I had talked to Aldous before, but he was busy, and so he kind of like rehooked me up with them, and Aldous had some time, so that's why he's looking at it right now is because student. So was lucky enough to meet a lot of good people in the scene.
Well, that's helpful for sure, because I'm still going to be looking for it. Once I get to the rec, I'll be looking for a colorist, and I need somebody that can work with my art. So I'll probably hit you up when I get to that point and see. So I kind of wanted to show a page or two of something that maybe you haven't shown before, but I don't know. I don't want to. I mean, that's entirely up to you. I don't want to give away the book. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah, you could show anything except for those last few pages where all the good stuff happens.
okay, here I'll show
Anything
you.
you want to show?
I'll show you one of my favorite pages. It's right here, page 68, I believe, as far as this PDF goes. I like this one because if you haven't noticed yet, Woodrow, and people who are going to buy your book, they're going to figure it out real quick. That me, as a sequential artist, I'm not a fan of uniform panels on a page. Okay. That whole thing, the whole Watchmen era where everything is 9 panels, 9 or 12 panels per page. I hate that. I mean, and I know that some stories it works well with because maybe, it's an interview or something like that. But I've just never been a big fan of that. I don't know why. Comics to me are very visceral and like very graphic. So I don't know. I like to do a lot more with the art. So are you still there? Or did I drop out?
No, I'm still here. I was
Okay.
coughing. I had to mute for a second.
Oh, okay.
I'm also looking at something because I'm noticing those pages because that's the first page of the next spread. So it's
Well, let me see. I can see that real quick because I think those come together like they're
okay.
supposed to, right? It's a double page
Okay.
spread, right? I mean, it's supposed to be a double page spread.
69 and 70. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. I was making sure because the way it flipped open in that one, I didn't know if those were the actual connected pages or not. These ones are supposed to connect.
Yeah, I think this
like
PDF is laid out correctly. I think just the page numbering is wrong because they're actually the cover is page 1.
Oh yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So in the PDF. So, but yeah, no. Getting back to the other page, this one in particular. The only thing, like, I was hoping for a little bit more dynamics on this, and I think it was just a miscommunication with the colorist. But I mean, it's all good. It still looks good. But no. I always like that page, and then the one I highlighted on the thumbnail for this
this is one of my
stream
favorite pages too. I
is
think.
a cool one. I like this one. I like how it turned out because, believe it or not, when I was doing this one, I really struggled with it at the beginning because I couldn't figure out just how it would look good and convey what you wanted it to look like. So, but I think it turned out pretty well. So it's one of my favorite ones there. So
Yeah, I love that bottom panel, and I like the whole page, but how you have like the rocket behind the panel getting cut, and then, that's an awesome page.
Yeah, I think it turned out really well. And then one more. We'll show off one more. I think I
Yes.
know which one I want to choose. Do you have any favorites?
Yeah, I have a lot. I really like
Oh,
the one where in the I don't know if your PDF is the same one I'm looking at, but I think in the PDF it's page 77, but it's the one where Talk is killing the guards outside of the Dragon Gate Casino, and he's talking to Cleo, who's already inside, and he says something. He's like, "Small misunderstanding, but they're seeing things my way now." That's I find that funny because one, yeah, he's saying like they're not
this one?
fighting, yeah, they're not struggling anymore, but it's also like because he sees the spirit world and they're dead, so now they're in the spirit world, so they see the spirit world. So that like line
Uh,
has double meaning. So I really like this page because like everything kind of came together.
that's cool that you mentioned that, because that might be something really neat to show off, like on your next iteration of the book.
Yeah.
Maybe number two, or whatever, where after he takes care of them, they actually join him in the spirit world or whatever. Like another reality type
Mhm.
thing. That might be pretty cool. I don't know. I don't know what you're thinking, but that just sounded kind of cool to me when you said that. So
Yeah, I have a lot of stuff because this first one I wanted to keep. So my idea, whether or not it's good or not, I don't know, but this is kind of how I saw it. In the first story, I wanted you to just kind of care about and focus about Talk and his like his plight, his life, how he lives. And then the other stuff was sort of just part of the world he's in. And then
hmm
in the next story, Spirit City, that's where the outer realm really becomes like a character in the story now too. And you start seeing like the Kitsune's point of view of his life, which is actually his real soul, which you see in the first page of Tokyo Blues. So it's not like a spoiler or anything. But you start to see his life from another perspective because we have his perspective of it, which is like he sees himself as a monster. Um, and he tends to run away from his problems when he has his own freedom, out of fear. So it'll be interesting to see that from a different perspective and sort of see how the spirit world interacts with the living and what the rules actually are of the spirit world. Because if you've played D&D, you kind of know like the astral world is, I think it's the astral plane. I could be mixing up planes, but where it's like all memory and thought. Isn't that the astral? I think in D&D.
oh hell, dude, I don't know.
It's
Remember, I
been so
told you I
long.
don't like I
Oh
don't
yeah, you don't
like
like
D&D
D&D.
rule
That's right.
system.
I'm pretty sure the astral plane is all constructed from memory and thought. It could be a different plane in the system, but either way, the point
Right.
stands. So this, it's like the outer realm. It's the spiritual world. So it's a reflection of the physical because they're both kind of reflections of each other in a certain way. Like in the material world, you're a physical body, but you're connected to a spirit, and that's kind of where you get your outer worldly power from. In the spirit world, your main thing is you are a spirit, but your thoughts and how you feel about yourself, how you saw the world is sort of the body you take in the spirit world because you
hmm
don't have an actual body anymore. And
Right.
people will see that in the story because Goro has a wound, a physical scar, but when he's in the spirit world, he sees himself as like a young Adonis type, like he's still 25, but he's definitely not. He's in his 40s, or he should be. His body was. So
Right.
there's some aspects of that with like astral projection, people going to the astral plane in different ways. Like it's pretty fun. I can't wait for that to really open up. But I kind of wanted to stay grounded in the material world, the physicality of everything.
Right. 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 Well, I know there's a lot of cool stuff I wanted to do. Well, I experimented with a lot of this, especially with the whole spirits. No, let me tell you a funny story here. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a funny story. So when I was working on your project, and we came across pages like, let me see here. Let me pick out a good one. I think I'm talking about the ones where there's a lot of elements, right?
Mhm.
Smoke, fire, right? I'm like, holy crap, I haven't drawn so much of this stuff ever. And I was really worried about about screwing it up. Like, lots of smoke. Um, there's the page in the book where is it? God, I can never pronounce your names.
Goro. Yeah.
Goro. Where he's talking to the other two, and then they drift off into a mist or whatever. I think that was the first one that I thought, man, I hope I pull this off because I don't want it to look like crap type of thing. And
I like that page.
Yeah, and I think it came out pretty good. But I think the other page I really like, and then this will be the last one I'll show, is this one. This one on the left. This one on the left. And the reason why is there's not a lot of action going on, anything like that. But it's a good story beat kind of ending. And it shows a couple different elements of the story, like the holographic receiver. And then also I like the last panel. I think the last panel does a lot for your story.
Yeah, I love that page. That might be my all-time favorite page in the book.
Yeah,
it's pretty close to it if it's not.
Yeah, so, and I think the colors did a really good job on it. I know sometimes it might be hard to work with, like blood splatters and smoke, and because you don't, and that's one of the reasons why when I'm drawing comic, and like when I sent you the master pages or the original page, the layered pages, that I put all that kind of stuff on its own separate layer, because I know some colorists don't want to color in black line art for blood, right? Blood splatters or smoke. If they do include the line art, they might color the line art, to be a little bit darker tone than the actual smoke or the blood or whatever. So that's why I tried to leave all that stuff on a separate layer. They could do with it what they want. If they wanted to use the black line, they could use the black line. If they wanted to totally get rid of it, they could do that, or they could color the line, whatever their style was. So
no, I think it worked really well because I think it was easy for them to change.
Yeah.
To I think that just made it modular for them. So I think it was a good call.
Yeah, that was the goal. And I'm happy it kind of turned out. I mean, I didn't hear any complaints from you or the colors, so I'm gonna think.
No, man, everyone loves the art. Everyone liked working on it so far.
Yeah.
I just feel really blessed that this is my first book. It looks this good. Yeah, I spent a lot of money on it. That is true.
Yeah,
but
you did.
There's people who spend a lot of money and they don't have something that looks this good. So I'm really happy with what I have.
Well, there's a lot of people who collected a lot of money and didn't produce anything. So
yeah, there's also that.
Right. So a couple of them were really disappointing for me because I was really looking forward to seeing what they could do. And I know shit happens sometimes, but got to be prepared for that. Got to be prepared. That's why I keep telling you that I think you did it the right way, because nobody could ever come back and say, "Well, he didn't deliver. He didn't do anything." No, he did. Whether you like it or not, he did. So you're getting exactly what you should expect, type of thing. So that's good. But no, I'm really looking forward to the book coming out, and I'm really pulling for it to be out by August because I'm going to a con in August, and I really like to have physical copies there. And,
same. I would love for you to have those too. I mean, I would love for it to already be in people's hands by then, if I'm being honest. Like, that's the goal, is to run the campaign for 2 months and then immediately get it to the printer. But I want to go to the printer before I even do the campaign, so that when it's over, there's no like figuring shit out. Like, there's all the paperweight, all that stuff. It's already basically set up to print. They'll have the files. They'll have already done the proofs. I'll have already have the 10 proofs or whatever that I have to buy. And I'll probably send a couple of those out to people just for, like, you'll probably get one. Ed and Mika will probably get one. Stuff like that. Ooh, what is a lot of money? Oh man.
Do what? Oh, what is a lot of money?
Yeah, let's chase.
Um,
A lot.
more than those poor hillbillies have. How about that?
Well, I can honestly say I've probably spent on this book, the production of this book, more than what I've made some years when I've claimed taxes in terms of like what my total income was for that year. I spent a lot of money on making this. Like the website, everything included in it was I put a lot of money into it. But I'm investing in myself and I want to do this for me. I don't care about being famous, none of that shit. I have stories I want to tell, so I'm paying for them.
Yeah, I don't know if you're looking for a ballpark. And I wouldn't unless Woodrow wants to give away like maybe he
What?
wants to give away a ballpark figure. Like is it like less than 10,000, between 10 and 20,000, or more than 20,000?
More than 20.
More than 20. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you just think about I don't want to dox it or anything, but if you think about your page rate, how many pages you did, that's just your pages, and that's not the color, that's not the lettering, that's not the editing, that's not having someone put it together in a print file. Yeah, it was a lot of money.
Yeah, I'm guessing that production wise, artist. Sorry about that, man. I'm sorry.
No.
But the art,
that
the
is what it
art
is.
and the coloring were probably the most expensive. My ballpark figure is that probably?
Yeah, I would say that was the most expensive. It felt probably not like it was. I think the website might feel like it's the most because it's probably
Oh,
a
I
lot.
wasn't. Yeah, I wasn't even including the website. I was just talking about production of the comic.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
Aside from the printing, obviously,
it's definitely goes art, then color, then lettering for sure, and then if you have someone write for you, writing can be above coloring. So,
did you pay your editor?
Yes.
Okay. Was that high low? You can give me a high low figure. I mean, not a figure, but if it was high or low.
I got a low price, I believe.
Okay.
I got a friend price, I think.
Right.
But still, it's not bad. Editors aren't bad, I don't think.
Well, that's a lot of things. I'm glad that you talk about this and you're open to talk about it, because let me take you back to the time when this little movement started back in the late 2010s. That's where we're supposed to be going. We're supposed to be going where independent comic creators could share things like that so that they would be better prepared when they did their project, right? Maybe find some resources that they weren't aware of. Maybe they were cheaper, maybe they were more reliable, maybe they were better, or whatever. Compare those things. So we'd have like, if you want to say like a whole database of things that independent comic creators could reference so that their chances of being successful would be higher, right?
Yep.
Rather than just diving in head first and not knowing jack shit about anything. That's the way it was supposed to be. Or at least that's the way people talked about it.
That's the way it was sold, yeah.
Yeah, and then it turned into this very guarded secret, and you had to be part of a cabal in order to even get listened to or heard or ask questions or anything like that. And it just turned a lot of people off of it. You know what I mean? And so I'd like to see it go the other way. I'd like to see, I'm going to throw a name out just because he's been the most successful, and that's Eric July. I would like to see him say, hey, this is how I did my shit, and this is where I get it printed, or this is what maybe they'll be helpful to you. Maybe you can check them out or whatever.
For sure.
Or anybody for that matter. You right now talking about it.
Well,
if people want to watch the video, they'll learn some insight. Okay, this is what cost me the most money. This is what I did. This is why I think it's the right way to do it. This is what I'm looking forward to. This is how I'm going to handle it. Yeah. You might do something completely different, whatever works for you. But at least you know what I did, and if it worked for me, right?
Yeah. I mean, if I could give an advice to anybody, it would be start small, because I didn't do that, and I felt it. Like it took it the
Yeah.
time, the learning curve on doing something long form is much harder.
Well,
So yeah,
that's another thing. I don't think people who want to dive into comic creation understand from the jump is that,
shorter's better.
yeah, well, in my opinion, it is, because you can feel the market, right? You can
Yeah.
figure out whether or
Yep.
not your stuff is going to sell. If anybody's going to be interested in it, is it going to be worth the time you put into it? Are you going to make any
Exactly.
money off of it? Do you care about making money off of it? That type of thing.
Yep.
But also, what how long it takes to actually produce a comic. A lot of artists are not John Buscema's. Okay, any comic book fan knows exactly who I'm talking about. John Buscema was an artist back in the heyday of when comics were really popular. He did Conan, he did Avengers, he did a bunch of stuff. Okay, he could produce between 5 and 10 pages a day.
Holy shit.
Okay, and they were good. Matter of fact, I'll pull up example of Buscema's work so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. But a lot of people don't realize that. Like, I am not quick. Okay, if I'm forced and pushed for time, I could do maybe a page a day, but that's pushing it, because I want it to be good. And every time I look at something I do initially, I think, oh, this could be done better. And so I'll noodle it for a while, and then one day turns into 2 days. And, if you got to do 24 pages, you're pushing to get that done in a month.
Yeah.
And if you're talking about like your book, I did 60 pages of art, right?
Yep.
Now, I was fortunate working with you because we were going as you could afford it, right?
Yeah.
So there's no big rush. But if I had to do a day, 8 hours a day, do, right? It probably would have taken me 5 months, 6 months to finish 60 pages. And that's if I hauled ass, right? And then you're worried about you're not getting the quality of work that you can do because you're under a deadline, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's one of the things. And just like you talked about, getting someone to look over your stuff, an editor, that's another thing. Those are little things that a lot of people don't, I think that a lot of people don't think about when they say, yeah, I'm going to do a book.
Oh, 100% they don't. They just think I can write a script, I can pay an artist to draw it, and we're golden.
Right.
I guarantee you, there's so many books I bought that, I mean, I was lucky enough to take creative writing and know some people who wrote like scripts and stuff. So I knew that editors were important and you can't see your own mistakes. I learned all this stuff pretty early, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people, they just have an idea, which is cool. You can totally just have an idea and create something. There's nothing against that. I always hate when people say you can't do that, but the learning curve, if you just jump in without knowing anything, is like, yeah, you got to learn all these things. You have to pay for an editor. If you're not a writer, you got to pay for a writer. If you're just the idea guy, then you got to pay artists. And it's best if they collaborate, which I didn't really understand at the time. Like, I just thought, you just give people a script and they work off the script. But I didn't realize how much of a collaboration it was between everybody at the time when I thought I was going to make a script. That was kind of like my biggest shortfall, I think. And besides the size, besides doing something so big, was just not making the team a collaborative thing. Going to each person individually, I feel like was a mistake too.
Right. Well, I'm sure you've seen this guy's art around before, John Buscema. He's done the Hulk. He's done Conan. I don't know if you've ever seen this picture of Conan, which is really good. I don't know if this is very big on the screen. Yeah, and there's another guy. There's a current artist working on Conan for Titan Comics, and his name is oh God, because I always get it confused with Del Toro or the director.
Yeah, Guillermo del Toro.
Yeah.
But that's cool. There's another dude working on Conan that kind of has a similar style or
feel.
Oh
yeah. I'll show you really quick here.
Oh yeah. That's cool that there's sort of like people kind of want this older style again. which is nice because I never really was the biggest fan of the '90s um, over the top style. Everything was so, I don't know, man. It felt kind of stiff to me in the '90s. Like the stuff I go back and look at, it feels kind of stiff to me. But that might just be my personal opinion and taste in art. But I like this stuff. This stuff feels fluid.
From what era are you talking about? What were you saying that looked kind of stiff?
The '90s, like the Image
No.
'90s, that classic look, the John Malin type stuff. It's like very.
Yeah, I grew up in the comic book shop in the 90s. I mean, I didn't grow up. I was already in my 20s, close to 30s. And the 90s stuff, that's when the big boom hit, right?
Mhm.
Comics took off. That's when McFarlane and Image
They
Comics made
started
a
making
lot of
money.
damn money. Yeah.
Yeah.
Selling 1 million copies of their book, right? Which was unheard of up to that point. But they had a formula. If you go buy any Image comic from the 90s, you'll see it. I mean, it's clear as day, especially artist wise. They hired a lot of artists that could emulate the people that were popular at
Mhm.
Image, like McFarlane or Jim Lee, right? A lot of the artists that started their style was very similar, and I don't know, it was all good popcorn movie fun type comics, but I'm older, right? And so the books that appealed to me more were like Will Eisner's and John Byrne and John Buscema, and artist wise, writers you could go Marv Wolfman and a whole bunch of others that I just thought wrote really interesting stories. But that's the thing, that it's all subjective. It really is. It's just all very subjective, whether or not you like it or not. But here,
Mhm.
let me show you this.
Oh dang.
You see, this
Yeah.
is it's Roberto de la Torre.
Oh,
I
okay.
think that's how you pronounce it. Um, what did I do? I just got rid of it. Stupid. Okay, there we go. So he's very, like, if you look, it's very very similar.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is Torre, right? And then over here is Buscema. His style is almost identical.
Yeah, the
Almost.
line work's very similar.
Yeah. And
Yeah. Oh wow. Yeah.
honestly, that's the only nowadays. That's the only comics I buy are the Titan Comics Conan books. Just because I've always been a big fan of Conan, so there you go.
Yeah, it's a cool sword and sorcery for sure.
Yeah, always liked it. But anyways, let's thought I'd share that with you. But
Even the movies, the Arnold movies are pretty cool. I mean, they weren't the best or whatever, but they're still pretty fun.
yeah, the original one was really good. Then they did a remake with Jason Momoa, which a lot of people hate on, and it wasn't as good as the first. It wasn't as good as the Arnie one, but
Wait,
it was still good.
did I
I
see
mean,
that one?
I don't
Oh
know.
no, I think I did see that one because yeah, I did see that one. I didn't think it was that bad, but I still do like
Yeah,
Arnold. Arnold's got more charisma.
yeah, it seemed more like a fantasy, and it had the whole soundtrack, right?
Oh yeah.
That made it really cool. So
I know you're not a D&D person,
mhm.
but there's a D&D like character in 3.5 that was drawn. She was like this black monk, and I think she was designed off of the chick from the Conan movie.
Oh, really?
Is she from the comics by chance? Because I don't know.
I think she might be. Okay, here there's going to be people argue about the pronunciation of this, but I've always said Stygian. Okay, it's a part of the Hyboria.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And Stygia is one of that, and it's more of the, um, for lack of a better term, like North African type,
Okay.
black race type thing, Stygian, and Middle Eastern kind of, you know.
Gotcha. Okay.
I know people will get in here and people watch this and then they're gonna shit all over me in the comments, but like Samaria is more of the northern stuff. Uh, Vikings, if you want to think of it that way. And then you
Yeah,
got
like barbarian
Aquilonia.
Gauls.
Yeah. Then you have like Aquilonia, which is more of the more civilized, probably
Aristocrats.
Roman type, you know.
Okay.
Anyways, all good stuff. I think I've read most of the Robert E. Howard stuff, and then I've read a lot of the Marvel comic stuff. Uh, well, are you familiar with Red Sonja?
Yeah, I know who Red Sonja is.
Okay, the one that you see in the comic books, that's a Marvel creation. Red Sonja is an original character, Robert E. Howard's,
Ooh.
but not like that. She
Completely
wasn't like
different.
that. She's more like for me, lack of a better word, more like a swashbuckler.
Oh, okay.
And then also in the Conan universe, you have a kind of I don't know, an equivalent. Her name's Bellet or Bele, Queen of the Black Coast. Like that one picture I showed you. It's supposed to be
Okay.
her. This one right here, I believe. I believe this is supposed to be Bellet. I believe. Or Bele. Bellet. Bellet. Bellet.
Belle.
Well, it's Belit.
Oh,
So
okay.
maybe be lit. I don't know. Could be. I don't know. But anyways, all interesting stuff. But I digress. I mainly wanted to do this stream to talk about your project, when it might release, when it might be ready to go on order. I know I have some people that I know, right, friends of mine or whatever, that are curious about it because they'll definitely be ordering.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know that we talk about it on occasion, but I thought it would just be fun to do it on a stream, and hope people watch it and get the word out. I don't know. Do you have any plans? Like, you got big plans for big $100,000 marketing campaign or anything like that?
No, that's the one thing I haven't really spent money on is marketing, just because I don't know the avenues of actually like where to actually spend my money effectively in marketing. I've heard of a lot of wastes of money, like people say Facebook.
Like Facebook?
Yeah, all that stuff's all waste. So I just didn't want to waste money on that because I was already spending so much. So what I do have in terms of marketing and like launching and getting the word out or whatever, I don't know if it's technically marketing, but I'm gonna go on streams and
Mm-hmm.
hopefully Bancroft will have me on and help me launch. He seems like he's willing to and excited about the book coming out, so that'll be cool.
What's the one? What's the one channel we went on? Luke?
Yeah, Luke, Death Metal Hero. He's another good dude. I want to go back on his. He said he'd have me on.
I really enjoyed my time on his show. I wish he would have invited me back. Well, you know what? He did invite me back on to join him, but I could never schedule it correctly. So I think he just finally gave up on me.
Oh no! If you just reach out, man, he's a good dude. He'll figure something out with you.
No, I had a good time on that show. It was a lot
Yeah,
of fun.
you guys have a lot of similar interests, especially when it comes to comics, the crossover.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Oh, this is what I wanted to show you. Brought that up now. Sorry about that. This is another con in August. Bell County Comic Con. This is in Texas.
Where was the other one at again? Was that in
Kansas?
Kansas. Okay, Wichita. Okay.
Yeah, this one's in. This is in Bell County. I think it's near Killeen, if I have my guess.
What part of Texas is that? East Center.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
Oh, okay.
Location. Belton, Texas, Loop 121. So, let's see here.
Kind of like.
I'm zooming out. Yeah, there's Temple. It's down by Waco.
Oh, okay, interesting.
There's Waco. See Waco right here. Waco.
Where would Where
I'll
would
show you where
Abilene
I.
be?
This is where I am.
Oh, so Abilene's in the center right
Abilene.
there.
Abilene's
Right
over
there.
here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Why do
Okay.
you know somebody in Abilene?
Yeah, I got family that lives there, so that's probably where I'd fly into.
Yeah, that's not too far away.
It's
That's
a
only like
really small airport. It's pretty funny. They have one terminal.
gotcha. That's about 3.5 hours away,
Yeah.
Abilene from Fort
Yep.
Worth. Yeah, because Waco is an hour and a half from DFW. That's where I live. And then I have family in Austin and San Marcos down by San Antonio.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I also have family all the way over in freaking El Paso on the ass end of Texas over here by Juarez, right over here by
Nice.
Fort Bliss.
Yeah,
That's
Texas
a
is
that's
dope.
a 9 hour drive right there.
It is crazy because so I feel like I don't know, this is a little off topic, but I feel like
Hmm.
Texas is the state where Southern hospitality dies. Like once you get into because like that state has it, but then as soon as you move to New Mexico, like it's
Goes
there's just
away.
it's gone. The people were so nice to me in Texas and Abilene. 'Cause it was a small town in
Yeah,
Texas.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was crazy. It felt weird because where I live, I feel like people here are jaded. It's like everyone we're so close to California, everyone wants to be cool, and it's like the same thing as California, I feel like in Arizona almost, which is kind of sad.
You're in New
But
Mexico, right?
no, I'm in Arizona.
You're in
Yeah,
Arizona.
but I've been
Okay.
through New Mexico and it just feels like the same thing almost as Arizona where people just like don't care. It's weird.
Right, right. I have. I don't think I've ever been to Arizona.
It's
I've
hot.
been. I've been to New Mexico. I went to Cloudcroft, New Mexico, one time for camping in a cabin on the mountain in Cloudcroft, and then of course I've been to California. My son lives in California. He lives in Oxnard, and then I came from Kansas. I know people in Oklahoma. I have a brother in Oklahoma.
That's where my grandma's from is Oklahoma.
Hmm. My parents are from Massachusetts and Rhode Island. He moved down. My father moved down here for a job after he got out of because he served in World War II. He was in the Navy.
Oh, nice.
My dad was so. Um, but yeah, oh shit. Now we're just went off the deep end talking about weird shit. But anyways, that Bell County might be a good one. It just depends on
Mhm.
when the book gets out because I think
And
that's August, the beginning of August.
okay. And I want to get either like if you're going to cons, let me know, or if like Ed and them start going to cons, that'd be dope. But I want people who worked on the book to let me know so I can get them copies of the in-person exclusive cover because one of the covers I'm printing is when you're going to a con, I want people to have physical copies that they can buy off you, and then if they can't make it to the con on the website, I want to have like a sale or whatever, like a or not a sale, but like it'll be in the store they can purchase too if they can't actually get to the con. But it'll basically
Right.
be a cover that's like a con exclusive cover,
Mm,
unless shops buy it from me during the printing. Like while I'm in that crowdfund, if shops want some, they can have some too because people are going in person to buy it. So it's kind of like an in person uh,
right.
con exclusive.
Right.
So
And I know we've talked about having a sketch cover.
yeah, the sketch cover is made and is part of like the it's already there and done. It turned out
Oh, it's
great.
already done.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So it's
Yes.
basically just the logo on a
Yep.
white page.
With
Okay.
the little volume tag and then the red bar at the bottom with our credits. It
Do
looks
you know
really
if that's
nice.
matte? Is that a matte finish? It's not gloss finish, is it?
No, they have a special sketch
Oh,
cover.
do they?
It
Okay.
looked
Okay.
like, yeah. When I was looking through there, I'm pretty sure, unless I looked at it wrong, which I don't think I did, but it looked like sketch cover was actually its own option for cover
Mm.
like finish. So
No,
it's
that's good because I was thinking about it, and I believe sketch covers have some sort of decent weight paper, and it's not gloss. Because if you
yeah, it's
did it
not
on a
gloss.
regular gloss cover, man, that'd be
Smear.
horrible for
Yeah,
artists to do. But
nothing would stick. I feel like it would just be
yeah.
impossible. Yeah, no, I think they had to have because I'm doing it through Ready Comics, which this
Hmm.
is another thing I want to do too. Is like I want to be like have the print process basically be completely transparent. Like I have a updates area in my website built in where I'll just be putting updates on the campaign pages.
Mhm.
So I'll put like the per unit price, all that stuff. I want all people to know everything. I don't want there to be any like stuff that's held behind closed doors unless it like has to for security reasons or something like that. But
No, I got you. But you know what was really cool that somebody did? Well, it was Doug TenNapel with Earthworm. Well, when he did was it Earthworm Jim when he redid the hardcover book?
well,
Do
there
you
was
remember that?
Bigfoot Bill too.
Bigfoot Bill. That's what it
Yeah.
was. Bigfoot Bill. But he did Bigfoot Bill, right? He actually had an update where he did a video where he went to the printer and he was showing the
Yeah.
books.
Yeah. I want to do that. I
Yeah.
want to. Yeah.
You think they'll let you do that or what?
Well, when I go, so I've been down there in person before.
Mm-hmm.
I met the guys. I can't remember their names off the top of my head, but they're good dudes. They sat with me there for a while, like showing me the machines. Although I didn't really understand a whole lot of what they're saying about the machines, other than they're like these new digital printers, and they work a
Right.
little differently than other prerners.
Mm-hmm.
Which is why, like when I was talking to you about file formats, because you remember you were thinking it's kind of weird how they wanted their file formattings. Just
Right.
can't remember why exactly, but it's because they're digital printers. And then they sat there. I brought a bunch of example books and to see like what paperweights and stuff like would be good options for what I want and what I want it to look like and feel like. They sat there. They showed me because they have a digital proof option. So I don't have to get physical proofs if I don't want to, but I'm just
Right.
going to pay the like $360 or whatever it is for the 10 digital proofs because I want to see what it looks like printed, you know.
Well, plus those are the ones you keep for yourself.
Yeah, it could be rare one day. Well, you're gonna get one. For
Oh,
sure.
well, thanks.
Yeah, you'll definitely get one.
I don't know if you thought about this, and I don't even know if it's necessary anymore. But when I produced my book back in the 80s, I actually applied for copyright in the Library of Congress. Let me look this up real quick. Let's see. Probably should word this correctly.
What book was this for?
Both Night Masters, and I think I did it with No Ninja Man, but I know I did it for Night Masters. I had to send in 5 copies of the book with the registration form, and I paid. This was back in 1986. It was $5.
Oh damn!
So
it's
it
for
was
like $500 now.
I don't know what it is now, but it was 5 copies of the book and $5 in the registration form. And so I have 5 copies of Night Masters in the Library of Congress. There you go. And I got the official copyright certificate and all that crap. But I'm looking on the internet and it says that it's not legally required for comics. However, formal registration is required to file an infringement lawsuit and provides benefits like public record ownership and statutory damages.
Yeah.
So I think it's just another layer of legal protection, you know.
Yeah, so people can't just rip your shit off.
Yeah. I mean, because as soon as you create something and publish it or put it out there, you own an implied IP on it, contrary to what a lot of people think on the internet.
Yeah. This stuff just makes it easier to fight it in court.
Yeah. I see, like John saying, copyright
everything. Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just for your legal protection, man. I mean, because, and that's another thing people don't understand. I see these arguments all the time, man. They'll say like, and I'm not a big fan of Games Workshop because I don't like the way they do business.
Okay? Yeah, that's understandable.
They like to sell miniatures and they like to make a lot of money, and they re-release rules every other year so they can sell a whole new series of books that cost $60 a piece. Okay. Well, I know their business model, Is it dumb? No, it's not dumb because people pay for it. So, say la vie, right? Yay for capitalism. But I don't get behind when people get pissed off at them because they send a cease and desist letter to somebody that's using their IP to either A, make money off of YouTube, or B, make another product that they can sell, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because as a company and as an IP holder, you are legally bound to protect your copyright or your trademark. And if you
Or you
don't,
forfeit it.
or
Yeah.
you forfeit it. That's
Yeah.
exactly right. So you have to do it. You have to do it or you could lose it.
Yep.
So I can't get behind when people get all mad about that stuff. Like suing them is a different story. But just sending a cease and desist letter, that's just letting you know, hey dude, don't use our stuff, okay?
And if you do, we're gonna fight it. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So,
And it's gonna cost us both money. And if you are stealing my shit, it's gonna cost you more money than it's gonna cost me.
no, for real. For real.
So yeah, no, it
I,
is. It's smart to do.
I mean, I don't think a lot of people understand that we've been talking about conventions, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go to a convention, you see an artist draw Spider-Man for somebody, that's violating copyright.
Yeah, technically.
I mean, Marvel could go after you. They won't though, because they're not dumb. They're like, that helps promote them, right?
Yeah.
And it's not like the artist is making hundreds of thousands of dollars a year drawing fan art for people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's like, what I think when somebody does get notified by the copyright holder or the trademark holder, hey, cut it out. Then they go all up in arms. Oh my God, they're coming after me. They're going to sue the little guy and they're going to do all this. And it's like, no, if you were the IP holder, you would do the same damn thing. And if you didn't, you would lose the ability to do it.
Yep.
Because that's what happens. Like somebody violates the copyright, no, and the company doesn't go after him, but then the next guy does it and he makes $10 million off of it. The copyright holder says, okay, well, we're going to sue you because you violated our copyright. There's a good chance that a judge or, might arbitrate and say, hey, you didn't defend it before.
Yeah.
So what makes it, so.
Well, it sets a precedent, right? If there's a precedent set in court, that will always usually bite you in the ass if you're not careful.
Yeah, exactly.
You got to be really careful about all that shit. The law is written to be confusing for a reason.
No, exactly. Exactly. I have a friend who had passed the bar in Boston, and he'd been to law school, passed, and technically he could have practiced as a lawyer, but he never did, but that I know of. But I mean, that's one of the things he told me. He goes, law and are specifically written, or they're written to be specific, and wording matters, right? Whatever the written word matters, especially for contracts and legal disputes, because you can't be vague, right? And it's just like you said, it's done that way for a reason. It's meant to be very difficult to understand. I mean, that's why lawyers make a lot of money, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, I don't know. That was just my little soapbox for a minute. It's like, I get it. People don't like to be told, quit using my stuff. But the company really has no choice. I mean, they kind of have to.
Yeah.
They don't have to sue you, like I said. I'm going to repeat myself. They don't have to sue you. But don't get pissed if they tell you, yeah, stop doing it.
Yeah,
or we will sue you.
Knock it out. Yeah.
Yeah. So
at least they're warning you.
Yeah, exactly. So anyway. But yeah, I don't know, we've been going on here for about an hour and a half now, right? Yeah, about an hour and a half. Is there anything else you want to cover, or
the website, went over that. We went over the rollback feature. showed some pay. Yeah, I think we went over everything that I kind of wanted to say.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I wanted to treat this just like a conversation, anyways, because for one, I don't have a very popular channel, so. But I would like to include, in case anybody ever watches the video, they can get some information,
Hmm.
especially about your project, because I'm really pulling for it, not only because I helped with the production of it, but because I know how much this means to you, and I really like to see it succeed. And I don't know how you're going to measure success. I don't know if you have to break even or if you have to make six figures or what, but whatever that is to you, I hope we're able to get there. And then for two, just general information for making comics. I always wanted this channel to be about indie comic creation and helping people get to that goal. And so whenever I had people on in the past, we talk about writing or we talk about art, or some point maybe we get a colorist on here or a letterer. All those people contribute to a successful project. So it would be great, to hear their input on it.
Hmm.
You know, um, what makes them tick, or for them what makes a good project to work on, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So, but yeah, so um, it was fun, like always. I always enjoy talking to you, brother.
Yeah, same.
Um, we should get together more, and like I said, try to get some of the other people that contributed to your book on the stream at the same time.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I'll start reaching out and letting them know that you want to do this more often. I'll send them the stream too, and just be like, "This is kind of what we want to do," and see if anyone's got time. I know with um, Ed and Mika, they're in Brazil and they have several
Different time
kids.
zone,
Yeah, so
probably.
I
Yeah.
think 6 our time, my time, which is what is it? Your time there right now?
My time right now is 9:30.
Okay, so you're 2 hours ahead of me, which means for you, okay, so it'll be 10 o'clock at night for them, 8 o'clock at night for you, and 6 o'clock at night for me. But that's, I don't know. Well, that's kind of like what we did today. It's just an hour later, right? So, or no,
Do
it's the
what?
same. I think
Brazil?
that's the same time we did today. So maybe, yeah, it might work with Ed and Mika. I might be able to get them on.
Is that the same time, or are they Eastern time? I don't know. There's
Well,
Southern Hemisphere though, right?
yeah, where they are in Brazil, I'm pretty sure they're 4 hours ahead of me. So they're 1 hour ahead of Eastern time, I believe.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah.
Do they
Um,
speak English, or is it Brazil Portuguese, or it's not Spanish, right? Or is it Spanish?
I think it's both Portuguese and Spanish.
Oh, okay, okay,
I believe it's mostly Portuguese, but I'm not 100% sure. Um,
okay,
but yeah, no, Ed speaks English. But yeah, I'll see if they want to come on.
okay.
That'd
Because
be dope.
I know very little Spanish, and I know I don't know any Portuguese. So
Oh yeah, no, my Spanish is really bad, and I live in Arizona, so I have no excuse.
I know. Hey, I'm married to an Hispanic woman, and so I still only know swear words. So
Oh dang, I know kitchen. I could talk in the kitchen, but that's about it.
yeah, there you go. There you go. All right. Well, like I said, I enjoyed it. Want you do a closer? I mean, let people know who might be watching this later where they can find the book, where they can find you, things like that.
Yeah, so the website will be up soon, and I basically, if you want to get contacted of when the website's launching, you can find my link tree. If you look at the marquee at the bottom, that Okuri-Inu comic with the underscores, that's basically, I think, my Instagram, my TikTok, or not my TikTok, my X, and my YouTube, and in all of those, I have in my bios my link tree, um, where you can find the Tokyo Blues free copy. That's the like unedited teaser that for feedback. You can sign up for the mailing list, which you'll get an email when the website goes live. It's not a spamming mailing list. It's literally only when the website's live and when a campaign launches and closes, and that's it. And then if you get emails from like purchasing, that'll be. but that's all you're ever going to get from me. I'm not someone who's like, oh, hey, in 2 years, I plan on doing this book. And I've been on some mailing lists and it's like nothing but updates every single day. Like the same update.
Some of those can be a pain in the ass, that's for sure.
Yeah, so it's not going to blow up your stuff.
So I posted a link to your link tree in the chat.
Thank you.
Even if they watch it later, they'll see the link if they have the chat turned on. So, not like there's a lot of chat, but that'll help. And then next time I'll make sure to put it in the description of the video, and we'll do that. So, look forward to that. Anybody want to get a hold of me? I'm on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Ko-Fi or Coffee or whatever it's called. It's all at Art Claude Bruce. That's all it is. Every one of mine is this right here. At Art Claude Bruce. Every one of them. That's me. So if you want to get a hold of me for that, I do commissions. I normally do pretty much anything. Okay, pretty much anything. But lately I've been doing a lot of original characters and battle tech stuff. Battle mechs, battle tech. And so if you're looking for any of that, I do commissions. You just DM me, and I'll get back with you. And I got some openings for April, so if you're interested, let me know. Other than that, I'm all done. Woodrow, you done? Chat, yeah. Are you done? I think there's only a couple in here. I'll give them a couple seconds. I think there's a delay. There's no more questions. I think we're going to call it. Good luck. Hey, thanks, buddy.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I appreciate you watching too. Okay. Makes me feel like somebody cares. No, I'm just kidding. Thanks, John. I really appreciate it, man. All right. Well, I'll let you go, Woodrow. All you guys out there, have fun. If you watch this later, great. Hit the like button. Subscribe if you like this stuff. I'll do them more if you do. So, all right. We'll see you later.
Have a good night, everybody.
Yep. Bye.